Mixing kicks and 808 can be really tricky, right? I used also to spend hours trying to get it right, and it was really frustrating. But I learned some great techniques that totally changed the game for me. Today I'm going to show you some super easy tricks that will make your kicks and 808 sound amazing together. By the end of the video, you will know exactly what to do to get a clean, punchy mix every time. Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you 3 awesome techniques to make your 808s and kicks sound amazing in your mix. There is also one advanced method that will blow your mind, so stick around. We are going to work with this beat right now. You can hear right away that the kick and the 808 do not work probably really good. If I want to go and fix it, the first method is with sidechain compression. This technique is pretty simple. Let's go here on my compressor. I'm going to use the compressor from Logic, and on the sidechain I'm going to choose the kick here. Let me go and deactivate the auto gain, and the trick here is to go and put a really quick attack and a really quick release, take out the auto, and let's go and put a ratio on 10:1, and we are going to play around with the threshold. Let me go and make the loop here a bit smaller so that you can hear much easier. Now I just have to go here and play with the threshold. For example, here right now I am overdoing it in purpose because I wanted to show you what this technique does. It gives much more space for the kick to come through because it takes out the volume from the beginning of the 808. But you don't want this kind of whopping sound like whoop, 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 whoop. You want a little bit more like sounding together. A rule of thumb most of the times is to get a -10 dB reduction and -8, somewhere there, to find this sweet spot. But let's have a listen how it sounds with and without. Right now I can hear also that we have this whooping effect again. You can go and turn down the threshold a bit. And now let's hear it also on the track. The second technique that we are going to use is going to be with a plugin which is named Kickstart 2 from Nicky Romero. And here we're going to do the same technique, the sidechain, and we are going to choose the kick. But this time we have some different settings here that we can also see. Really important here is also to choose the audio, and let's have a listen again. You can see, for example, here right now it is having this more whooping effect. Such a big difference. You can also play a little bit here with a mix. It's also a really matter of taste, in my opinion, because there are some producers that want to have this kick like in your face, but there are also some other producers that they want to have this combination of the kick and the 808. In my personal opinion, I would go with this one, because here I think I have much more cleaner sound from the kick. Let's have a listen also how it sounds on the track. Now for the next technique, I'm going to use the Neutron 4 plugin, but this time it's a bit more different. I'm going to put also the Neutron on the kick because I want to do the masking technique here. What does it mean? I will go here on my 808 and I will choose here the kick. And now you are going to see that something is going to happen here on this frequency spectrum. You see here that we have a suggestion that here we have some frequency masking because the kick and the 808 play at the same time. Here with this plugin we have a really great solution. We can go here and take out some low frequencies from the 808 because I wanted to leave space there for the kick to come through because it's the transient that it's really important, but I'm going to use here the dynamic. So we have also some spaces where the kick is not playing and I want this not to be affected when the kick is not playing. And you can go and choose the sidechain again, and the sidechain could be the kick. And really important here to choose the external sidechain. If I go here and have a look, you can see that the 808 plays, for example, in this place and in this place, but we don't have the kick here. So you are going to see right now that when the kick comes, this dynamic EQ will go and start working. Right now I am overdoing it, but I want to check out something. Right now we are having a -5 dB reduction somewhere there. But let's have a listen also how it sounds together. Now let me show you the advanced technique that I promised earlier. This is also the technique that I saw from Jason Joshua, and he's using the Sooth 2. These are the settings that he had. You can go and pause the video and copy these exact settings. And what he does, he goes here on the sidechain again and he chooses the kick. And this technique is almost the same that I showed you earlier from the Neutron, but it is much more efficient, to say the truth. Since I saw that, I use this technique like the whole time. Let me go and play also with the track. This is one of my favorite techniques, to say the truth. I love it so much. I use it like the whole time. But before I go on and compare everything so that you can hear also and decide which technique works better for you, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. My goal is to achieve 5,000 subscribers till the end of the year. It will really help me to go on and make videos like this. Now is the time for the ultimate test. We are going to hear how it sounds on solo, only with the kick and the 808 in this small loop, how it sounds only the kick and the 808 with a little bit larger loop, and we are going also to hear how it sounds with the whole instrumental. hope you can hear right away what this technique does. It's really important in my opinion, and I would highly recommend to everyone to use this technique. Let me know also in the comments below, because I'm really interested to know your opinion about which technique works better for you and which technique sounds the best for you. By the way, if you are serious about mastering music production, check out this video here, which is going to be the 9 tips for better EQing. Because learning to EQ effectively and understanding EQ techniques is a game changer for your mixes.